Today's topic, one of my favorites, is the cold call. Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, welcome. And if you're returning, welcome back. For those that are new, please consider subscribing, as we will be doing tools and tutorials like this on a regular basis. People spend a ton of time coming up with reasons why not to call prospects rather than just getting after it. I want to walk you through the basic process of how to approach a cold call and what to expect at each level. Let's jump right into it. Step one is before you make any of your cold calls to your target markets, you have to be really clear on what your value proposition is. Value proposition is a really fancy way of saying, what is the solution that you sell that your markets would want to buy? And you have to be clear on how your solution is worth more than the money that a client would pay you. So I want you to think that through. I'm going to put a list of some of the videos you may want to watch to get you clear on this, including 3 questions, how to identify niche markets, and thinking through your business process. The more preparation you do before you make a cold call, the better your cold calls are going to go. The second step, after you know what the solution is that you're providing, is to determine who is most likely to be interested in what that solution is. And again, we'll put a link up to the video I did around understanding niche markets and understanding how to qualify markets. Remember, there are 3 types of prospects. Those with means and not need, they have the money but they don't need the solution. Those with need and not means, they need the solution but they don't have the money. And we're looking to talk to those with means and need. They need the solution and they have the ability to pay. That third market is the one we're looking to target. And because we might not be exactly sure on which individuals need what solutions we're providing, a cold call gives you a quick and efficient way to validate if somebody is within your target market and they're a qualified prospect. So you have to determine what the characteristics are of the target or targets that you're going after. After you've determined who the target market or markets are, you would have a call list developed. Either you would do it yourself or you'd have somebody do it. Some people buy call lists. Internally, we like to build our own lists once we know the niche markets we're going after for what solution. Then it's time to pick up the phone. Most people think, when they think of a cold call, I'm going to call a stranger. The stranger is going to be enamored with what I do. They're going to wire me money and it's going to be golden. The cold call is not for closing business. Shut up! It's for opening up a conversation. So that's what I want you to get in your head around the function of a cold call. You're not looking to sell them on the phone. The only thing you're looking to do is to get permission to have a conversation with them, either now or in the future. You're looking to create visibility, people know you exist, and credibility, they know you're good at what you do. Those are the only 2 things we're looking to do on that cold call. And if in that call, you validate the person as a qualified prospect, i.e. they have means and need for what you do, they will likely be open to having a conversation with you then or in the future. This is the win. Assuming that the call goes well, and i.e. they're open to what you have to say, they might make a few minutes to make conversation with you right then, or they might suggest that you talked with them another time. Either of these things is a win. But on top of that, where most people get stuck is if the prospect isn't interested in what you do and tells you,
I don't need that.
I already have a guy.
I'm not in the market for that.
You thank them for their time and you move on. This is also a win when it comes to cold calling, because you're now excluding people who don't have need or means. This is a gift. People that see a cold call as rejection if the person doesn't buy are looking at it the wrong way. This is also a win. Not as big of a win as somebody saying,
oh my God, I'm glad you called. I'm ready to have that conversation right now.
But knowing is better than not knowing. And a no is always better than an I don't know. In business development, we don't want kind of unknown things. We want to know what camp to put people in. Qualified prospect, not a qualified prospect. And the last thing is, assuming that you've talked to somebody that's a qualified prospect and you've either talked to them on that phone call or scheduled a time to talk to them later, always follow up with that engagement with a handwritten thank you note. And I'll put a link to the video I did about that and why that's important. But also after that thank you card goes out, you can email a time to continue the conversation, offer support documents, or any other actionable that came out of that call. Overall, when it comes to cold calls, it is the most efficient way for you to build your business. The easiest way to start to love them, as I do an hour of cold calling every day, is I see it as punching numbers into the ATM. The more numbers I punch in, the more money that comes out. And the people that say no to me, I appreciate, because they let me know not to allocate any more resources towards them for the time being. What I always say to my clients when they're nervous about cold calling is, if you had a leaking tub and it's leaking through the bathroom floor into the living room, and a plumber knocked on the door right at that moment and said, "Hi, sorry to bother you. I just wanted to let you know that I'm a plumber, and if you need any plumbing work done, I'd be happy for you to call me." How happy would you be for that plumber to come and talk to you? You'd be really happy, because you have means, hopefully, the money to pay that plumber, and you absolutely have need. But even if that plumber knocks on the door and you don't have need, and he or she hands you a card, which you then stick on the fridge, anytime you have a plumbing issue in the future, who are you going to call? Are you going to go in the phone book, if anybody still does that, and look for a plumber? Or are you going to go to the fridge and call the guy who took the effort to call you and or visit your home? I hope that was helpful. Cold calling, when mastered, is one of the most powerful business development tools. I hope it's something that you will add to your arsenal. Get past having to be perfect at it and just get after it. The more you do, the better you get. If you have any questions, you can put them in the comments below. And remember, gladiators eat first, and they also learn to love the cold call. I will see you in the next one.